Out there for one.
That's bowled in. Irani's got the breakthrough. 137 for 4, and Wells has gone. Walks off muttering to himself. It's the end of a really good partnership.
Yep, that's a perfect textbook Yorker there. A little bit of an inside edge and dragging it onto leg stump there.
So the partnership was worth 87. Wells has gone for 36. It's 137 for 4. Paul Nixon is the new batsman for Kent, about to face his first ball in competitive cricket in Kent colours. And this situation is one of the reasons why Kent have recruited Nixon to their ranks. He's a very dangerous customer in the middle order in situations like this. And they'll be hoping that the left-hander who's come from Leicestershire in the close season can just finish off the job that Wells and Nixon started so well. The end of Alan Wells, little inside edge and onto the stumps. This is a good comeback by Irani. So that was the last ball, 6 runs off the over, but 1 wicket, the vital 1 wicket of Alan Wells.
Yeah, it was a top over for Ronnie. He went for 4 off his first ball, then he dragged it back well, a couple of singles, and then the wicket. Just what Essex needed at the time. Top piece of bowling.
Light for Ronnie Irani, the man who will captain Essex after Nasser Hussain's gone off to take over his England duties. Now then, Danny Law's going to bowl another over from the Nackington Road end. 39 to win, just 30 balls to go. And you think that Mark Elam's going to have to play a large part in getting these runs. He's 45 not out of just 49 balls. Nixon now on to strike. The two of them will have a little chat. Of course, they won't have batted that much together, these two.
No, he can be a very prickly customer to bowl, that Paul Nixon. He's got a wide range of shots and plays in orthodox ones. Can be very difficult and very dangerous in these sort of situations.
Too much.
So I think Danny, from his point of view, he's going to be looking to get the ball up as far as he possibly can there, try and get it underneath the bat and limit the flow of boundaries. Do that and we've got a good chance of winning the game.
Swung quite a lot into the batsman.
Good delivery of that, well up to the bat, swung in there. You also notice when you look around the field, everybody's come in 5-7 yards to try and save that single, trying to keep Paul Nixon on strike as much as possible, deny Mark Elam the bowling.
.38 to win, 28 balls to go. Is that a wide? Oh, Nigel Cowley thought about it. The Kent faithful are muttering. The Essex fielders are breathing a sigh of relief.
There's this Essex commentator.
Oh my goodness me, how's that not a wide? Well, Nigel's the man in the know. That's well bowled by Law. Nixon doesn't really want to get back on strike because what Kent need is for Elam to have as much of the strike as possible at the moment. This is a good over at the moment, I was going to say, Peter. Just 2 singles off 4 balls.
Absolutely right there. It's getting to the stage now where Kent are going to need a big over, a couple of 3 boundaries of it if they're going to get back in the game. They're slowly being squeezed out of it here. Been a good over
Last
here
ball.
by Danny, and he just needs to finish it off now. Just give him away a single, something like that. He'll be happy with that.
Another single. Kent need more than that, just 4 from the over. So after 35 overs, it's 141 for 4. We're going to have a change in the commentary box here to take you through to the conclusion of the game. David Lloyd and Bob Willis.
Thanks, Charles. Well, all kinds of gizmos these days to keep up to date with cricket. All kinds of websites on the internet. The main facts there: Mark Elam 46 and Paul Nixon 2. 141 for 4. Just those 4 overs to go. 35 to win. Time for some strong nerves, David.
Elam's there, batting. It looks a batting day now. After all the doom and gloom of the morning. Nitty-gritty at the back end of the game. 35 to win. As long as he stays there, should be plain sailing.
Now, how's Nasser Hussain going to juggle these bowlers in these last 4 overs? It's going to be Ronnie Irani now. This is his 8th and last. Mark Ilott can bowl 2 more, and then that would leave Danny Law to bowl 1. So possibly Ilott 2 of the last 3 and Law the other 1. Irani's had a very good game. It's he who gave the Essex batting innings some impetus. Bowled well with the new ball. He's now making life difficult for Paul Nixon, and at each dot ball sends the run rate required shooting up. It's very nearly 10 and over required.
Never afraid to come down the pitch, Paul Nixon. It's this medium pace of Irani.
Well, we saw Nasser Hussain field brilliantly in South Africa, both in the test matches and the one-day internationals. He's very close in there on the offside. They don't want Mark Elam on strike, Essex. 3 dot balls. Pressure has been firmly dumped in Paul Nixon's lap.
Another prod down the pitch. Elam in passive. And on striking end, he'll be down the pitch again, will he?
What about Matthew Fleming's part in all this, David? He didn't bring himself on to bowl until after he tried the spinner, Min Patel, then went for lots of runs. And he's fairly low in the batting order, considering the pedigree he's got. International one-day cricketer for England. Well, that carried a third man, not quite. Very difficult for the fielder down there. The setting sun is right in his eyes.
He is low. He's Matthew Fleming in that batting lineup. The ball just doesn't land at third man. Anxious look from Elam, looking to find the boundary. Ball just drops short of Anderson. Brings Nixon back on strike. Just one delivery. It's a good over from Ronnie Irani, is this one.
Swing and a miss from Nixon. That's the end of Irani. 8 overs for 23 runs and 2 wickets. 143 for 4. It's looking tough for Kent now. But anything is possible with the likes of Elam and Fleming around.
Left it late, Matthew Fleming. He can be such a dangerous player. 11 and over required. Elam on strike. Anxious looks on the balcony.
Terrific delivery from Islet. And Essex will be pretty content with that, restricting Elam to the single. That means Nixon's back on strike. Nixon's made just 3 from 11 balls.
Both teams will understand that this is by no means cut and dried for either of them. So Essex scored 48 in 3 overs. Which side are they on?
Great bowling from Mark Ilott. He may have lost some of his pace, but he can still swing a cricket ball and he can still bowl a good Yorker.
Confidence to try to bowl the Yorker too. As you say, there is no great pace there from Ilott, but he gets the ball exactly where he wants it. The dot ball. Well, the dot ball to Nixon.
Well, Nixon opens his shoulders and plants that well back, 5 rows back over long on. That's more like it for the Kent supporters. They're up and out of their seats.
Never write it off, it's a good game now. Ilott again looking to get the Yorker in. He's probably a foot short. And he's a foot short exactly where Nixon wanted it. Free swing of the arms. Irani drops back to long on.
150's up for Kent, 26 for victory. He's kept his nerve, the bowler.
It was a wonderful shot by Nixon, chanced his arm over long on, 3 or 4 rows back. It's not stopped Mark Ilott from still trying to get the ball in that block hole. This is the 6. Out of here.
Terrific stuff from Ilott. What a game we've got here. Thought we might be sitting here all day waiting for a 10-over game, but the weather relented. No praise can be too high for the Kent ground staff, both in keeping the outfield fit and also for the weather we've enjoyed in the south of England, if you can call it that, producing such a good pitch. Eight off the Ilott over, but that's not enough for Kent. They needed 11 at the start of it. They now need 12 and a half, 25 to win. Just 2 overs to go. A message coming out with those bats, David?
Well, it's going to be a change of bat. Paul Nixon has hit a 6. It was a wonderful over from Mark Ilott, it really was. Knew exactly what he wanted to do. Conceded 1-6. Change of bat for Nixon. Martin McCaig trots off with the 3 that he brought out. 12 balls remaining. Danny Law into the attack. 25 required.
Now this over will tell us a bit about the character of Danny Law. We're told it's a new Danny Law. He's been given more responsibility at the county. This season he has to be he has to stand up and be counted. Now you put yourself in Mark Ilot's shoes. How many runs is he going to leave me after this over to defend? What is reasonable? Well, he should have got runs from that delivery. It wasn't a great ball from Danny Law, but he's got away with it. It's a dot. Essex are favourites now.
It's just moving Essex's way. Nixon, is he just losing it ever so slightly? In thinking that I've got to hit it for 4-6 instead of getting bat on ball, getting Elam back on strike. That's broken.
Good delivery from Law. There'll just be the single. Now the crunch really comes. Danny Law's got to bowl at Mark Elam. Elam's on 48. Nixon's made just 11, including that towering 6. And of a partnership that's realised 15 runs in 22 balls, Nixon has actually faced 18 of those. So that's good cricket by Essex.
Excellent stuff from Essex. Field spread. Law's in.
That's terrific work from Mark Elam. That brings up his 50, 52 not out to Mark Elam. Elam knew that the fielder was up inside the circle. He just had to beat that man at short fine leg, and 4 was assured.
Well, he needs to be slightly offline, and it is. Helped on its way by Mark Elam. Chipped over that fielder at fine leg, short fine leg. Gets him to 50.
Edged away. Anderson's at third man. Elam's coming back for the second. There must be a run out here, but Nixon's taken the bails off. Correction, Hyam's taken the bails off Nixon at Nixon's end.
Did well, Paul Nixon there. It would have been the end of Mark Elam. Elam's the one that Kent need to be there right at the end. He's 3/4 way down. Elam scampers back. Nixon was having none of it. Means that Nixon's got the strike, but they didn't lose a wicket. Look at Elam there. He would have been out by yards.
Smashed away. Paul Pritchard patrolling that mid-wicket boundary. There'll just be 2.
Nearly connected with a left-hander's swing of the bat. Nixon there. He's got a thick inside edge. Brought 2 runs, kept him on strike. Talked about that Islet last over. Well, there's 1 delivery from Danny Law, 17 required. Kent looking for a boundary here, my word, they're looking for a boundary.
Well, that's not what Kent want, just a single off the over, and Nixon with the strike. That's the end of Danny Law today. 7 overs, no wicket for 34, and a good comeback by him. His first over went for 9. Sigh of relief from Danny Law. He can still contribute in the field, but now the spotlight's on the veteran Mark Ilott, who's going to bowl the last over of this Kent innings. They need 16, no less.
And it won't be express pace. It'll be nothing more than left arm over, looking to get the ball onto that block hole line, looking to bowl Yorkers. So much experience, Ilott. And he'll need it now. Long on, long off will be critical positions. Irani comes back to long on. Nixon is on strike, left-handed. There's Irani, comes back on the edge.
That's beautifully picked up. Stuart Law's out there. They'll get back for 2. And in fact, David, if Kent don't lose 4 wickets, they in fact only need 13 more runs, because level scores will bring victory to Kent if they lose fewer wickets than Essex.
Players should know that. Countdown time, 5 balls, 14 to win.
kicks it out into the leg side again. Stuart Law's the man who has to do the fielding. 2 more.
It's quite relaxed out there, Stuart Law. Long boundary, long way up towards the indoor cricket school. Square of the wicket. And that's where he's looking exclusively. Look at the distance there. That's Law patrolling that boundary. And it's the area that Nixon is looking to hit.
Straight to backward point, but they've got through for a single. So Kent need a couple of boundaries now. 5 off the over so far. 10 runs will be good enough for them, but they now have only 3 balls.
Still be done. This is the man who will do it, Mark Elam. 53 from 54 deliveries. Anxious.
Now, what can Elam do? He's got it away, it's gone fine. Cowan's done well there, restricting them to 2. Elam still has the strike, but it's a mounted decline for Kent now.
There's that gentle drift from Eilert, using the slope intelligently, bowling full length. Concentration's all there. 8 will do. 9 to win, but 8 will do with the number of wickets that have fallen for Kent. Elam still on strike.
Elam's got it away. That's a magnificent shot. That's 6. The Kent fans are out of their seats again. They're all standing now. Just 2 required off the last ball. If the scores are level, remember, Kent, having lost fewer wickets, will win this match. And what a vital match it is for both these teams.
Well, it's been cold, it's been wet, and we've waited so long, and we've had a great game, an excellent cricket match. With some quality batting, some good bowling, and what about that for a finishing shot? 1 ball to go, 2 to win, Elam maximum. Umpires have conferred, batsmen have asked the umpires. There's the answer. Kent need 3, 1 ball remaining, but 6 wickets. That's important. It'll be some time before this last delivery is bowled. Both umpires in conference. There's the balcony. On patrol, Fleming.
The conferences are over. Nixon went out to square leg to ask umpire Lloyds what the situation was, to confirm that they just had to get level with Essex at 175. So 2 should be enough for Kent. The Sains brought the field in on the boundary to stop those 2 runs. He's bowled in. Essex have won it. Essex win by 2 runs, having been hit for 6 the ball before. Mark Eilert strikes back, and Mark Elam's dismissed. It's disappointment for those Kent fans in the end, and what a celebration for Essex.
Cricket's had an awful fortnight, but we've got cricket today in England, and it's gone down to the last delivery. Mark Elam played so well. Hussain kept his nerve with his team. Eilert at the end needed to be straight, he would be. Tried to get the Yorker in. It was enough as Elam looked to get something on the ball. That's all he needed. Fatally moved away to leg side. There's the balcony. Glum faces. Elam's played well. Just not enough.
Yes, Mark Elam will be disappointed, but the other Mark Eilert, absolutely beaming there. And a terrific team performance from Essex. You have to say that. They recovered from being 36 for 4 at one stage and then 83 for 5. They amassed no fewer than 92 runs from the last 9 overs in their innings to take them to a competitive 175 for 8. and then bowled and fielded very well indeed. So a great start to the season for Nasser Hussain, skippering Essex today in this Benson Hedges Cup, which is back with all 18 first-class counties taking part. They're in 3 divisions of 6, and this southern group just getting underway today. Surrey have comfortably beaten Sussex, and Essex have won by just 2 runs.
Well, what a finish. Hussain absolutely delighted. And look at the Kent balcony. They've gone down 2 runs.
Well, what a game of cricket to get us underway on Sky Sports in the English domestic season. Those are the bald facts. Essex getting up to 175 for 8. Brilliant effort from Peters, Irani and Danny Law after they were reduced to 36 for 4. Kent finishing just those agonising 2 runs short. Mark Elam hitting the penultimate ball for 6, but bowled off the very last delivery. We'll be back shortly at the St Lawrence Ground, Canterbury, for the presentation and all the after-match analysis.